Alright, time to write my 300 review. Done with writing the premise. Now all I gotta do is write the pros and cons. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and since 300 Rise of an Empire comes out tomorrow, you bet your ass I'm gonna review the first movie, 300. So as Leonidas once said, Spartans, prepare for glory! So the premise of 300, I mean, do I even need to tell you guys what this movie's about? I'm pretty sure most of you have seen the movie 300 once or even 5,000 times, but just in case for the one person out there that doesn't know, it basically follows these 300 warriors led by their king Leonidas, who are facing off against the Persians that threaten to take over Greece and put everybody into slavery. So it's up to Leonidas and his 300 men to stop them. Now I'm not gonna lie, when this movie came out back in 2007, I was still too young to go see rated R films. So I actually snuck in to go see 300, and my god, it was glorious. The first time I saw it, I was just like mesmerized at how cool the action looked. I mean, the slow motion hits, Leonidas just like, this is Sparta! This was honestly, in my opinion, the most quotable movie in the last 10 years. I mean, who doesn't know the prepare for glory or this is Sparta or tonight we dine in hell? I've quoted this movie many a times, but how does this movie hold up 7 years after its release? I still really enjoy it. I get a kick out of it every time that I watch it. I mean, say what you will about the story being lackluster, the characters not that well developed, and the overabundance and overuse of slow-mo, I still really enjoyed this movie. And as much as there's not really any character development, I still really enjoyed most of the characters. My favorite being King Leonidas himself, played by Gerard Butler, who became a megastar after this film. I mean, he was tough, he was brutal, he was menacing, but he was also compassionate, and he really cared about his troops. He didn't just send them to their deaths like, oh, I just want to, kill a bunch of people. No, he wanted to protect Sparta from slavery, from these tyrants from the east. And in that, I sympathized and connected with this character who did not want to be put under the tyranny of a foreign dictator. And I actually like the theme about a few stood up to many. I mean, it's a universal theme that even the underdogs, although they may not win, still proved a point that we could stand up to these people if we put our minds together. And as much as the movie is not that deep, that was the deepest thing about it. As for the acting, it was good for what the movie needed to be. And there are some people in this movie that was so shocked to see. I mean, Michael Fassbender was in this movie. If you would have told me that Michael Fassbender, before he became the Michael Fassbender that he is now, was actually a Spartan badass warrior, I would have been like, holy shit. Lena Headey, before she became the bitch sister Cersei in Game of Thrones, was in this movie as King Leonidas' wife, and she too was badass, and she looked amazing. She still looks amazing, but when I first saw her, I fell in love with her. She looked just as tough and uncompromising as her husband. You can see why Leonidas really liked her. You also got Jimmy McNulty from The Wire in this movie playing a smug douchebag. They're all just coming from the woodwork, man. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw Xerxes as a kid, man, he scared the shit out of me. I mean, he's this towering guy with this very deep and booming voice who talked down to Leonidas. I will have your women and children as slaves. I will put their corpses on the walls of Sparta. Ugh, I didn't want to mess with that guy. Next, let's talk about the visuals. They still hold up even by today's standards. In fact, they look even better than some of the movies that come out nowadays. I mean, the action scenes are just crisp and smooth, and the slow motion really works to the movie's advantage. You might get annoyed by it after the 50th slow motion scene, but it helps the movie. It's not like, oh, another slow motion scene. It adds to the action and to the atmosphere of the movie. And I just overall love the visual style and aesthetic of the film. It looked like I was watching a comic book unfold in front of my eyes. And this film was based off of a comic book made by Frank Miller, who also made Sin City, another favorite movie of mine as well. And the last thing that I really like from the film is its score. It is so epic and kind of somber in a way. I mean, some of the scenes would not have been as powerful if it did not have that score playing in the background. It just makes it feel even more grand and epic and so cool. I really love the score. I didn't notice the score when I was younger because I just heard it like background music, but as I grew up and I started paying attention to more details, I started to notice, man, that score is really good. Now, as for problems with the film, I did have a few problems and annoyance. Like, there were some things that just didn't make sense and just kind of felt like it came out of left field. Some story elements I felt like could have been worked a little better. But honestly, those were the only problems that I had. I just had a blast watching the movie. And honestly, this is not a film that you have to sit down and analyze every scene to see what's the deeper meaning behind it. It's a straightforward action movie about a few men who stood up against tyrants who wanted to take over their land. And that's pretty much it. And with that being said, overall, I got a kick out of this movie when I first saw it, and I still enjoy it to this day with its thrilling action scenes, great use of slow-mo, likable characters, and overall epic theme, and that's why I'm going to give this film a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think that it's one hell of a film, and if you have not seen 300, go check it out. I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy the hell out of it too. But anyway, what did you guys think about this film? Did you really like it and got a kick out of it like I did? Or did you find it really dull and cliche and overrated and you didn't like the slow-mo? And let me know, what is the one film that you felt like used slow-mo to its advantage and used it very well? Comment below and let me know. Also, stay tuned. I have a bunch of movie reviews coming your way, like 300, Rise of an Empire, duh, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and the Grand Budapest Hotel. I really want to see that. I hope it comes out this weekend. It said it was, so it better. And also, I have my monthly live chat coming up this Friday because I missed it last Friday, so stay tuned for that, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm 21 II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.